What's up, y'all? It's been a long time since I filmed a video, but I just want to get on here and go over what basically has been going on for the last few months. So I think the last video I filmed was probably 8 months ago. And I stopped filming actually because I'm pregnant. I'm very pregnant. I'm due in February. We're having another girl. And just a lot of stuff has been going down. So I kept up with the garden for most of the summer. I'll insert some pictures in the video of kind of what the haul looked like this year. I was really impressed with our garden. Our San Marzano tomatoes were like literally the item that took over the entire garden. I didn't realize how long and gigantic the vines would be. So if we decide to grow them again next year or next grow season, I'm definitely gonna have to think of like a trellis situation because it was a pretty intense plant to say the least. I also started to do some coursework to attend grad school this year. I had a couple prereqs that I need to get done that I've been doing through the University of San Diego, which has been really nice because it's all online and I don't have to worry about like actually attending a class, and it's like a synchronous layout so I can work on classes ahead of time or a little bit behind schedule, which is pretty nice. So far I've done organic chemistry and a foundations to nutrition class, and now I'm working on my microbes and biochem classes. Biochem starts in January 20th and microbes starts on my due date of February 3rd. So fingers crossed I am able to tackle both of those classes at the same time. I also took my daughter out of preschool, or I guess it would be daycare. I took her out of daycare and I am now homeschooling her, or attempting to. So if anybody has any tips on preschool curriculum or anything like that, holla at your girl, because it's like 2 weeks in and I feel kind of like a fish out of water. It's hard to teach a child that is a child that doesn't care about sitting down and learning the alphabet. So it's been interesting. She's very smart. She has mastery of a lot of skills already, and I just want to make sure I don't shortchange her on her academic progress, because I would like to homeschool her, which means I have also given up my position at where I was working in town. I'm hoping that I can continue with not going back to that position that I vacated. The option is there to attend in some type of part-time capacity once I've given birth and have healed. But I'm praying that we move to Texas, which is kind of our goal right now. My husband put in for a position transfer to the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and we are currently waiting to hear back for an interview and then next step processes if that is the path that God allows us to go down. We've tried to leave Montana. This, I think, would be our like third or fourth time now, and we have not been successful in doing so just because of how things kind of where the chips fell for us. So I'm really praying that this push is where we find some success. So fingers crossed, praying to God. Like literally every day, every moment that I can remember, I am praying for us to get out of this area and to get into Fort Worth. Moving away from Montana will allow us to be way more accessible to our family. Not necessarily that we have family in Texas, and we aren't necessarily people who want to live like down the road from family, but it's a cheaper flight. Flying into Montana is like, if you find a cheap flight, it's into Bozeman, that's around $600, and then it's like a 2+ hour drive to get to where we live. Flying in direct is $1,000 or more, and then it's all day travel. With 2 kids, visiting family is not advantageous. I don't know if anybody here has traveled with kids before, but especially with a toddler who thinks the world should be doing exactly what she wants the world to be doing. It's kind of difficult, and I just hate being that parent or those people on the flight with a kid that's screaming. I understand that, you know, as a parent, you have grace for other parents, but there are people on that flight that are like, what the hell? So I'd rather not deal with it. Us being in that area, we're closer to a giant airport. Flights are cheaper. It's easy for my family in Florida, my husband's family in Florida, in Texas, or not Texas, but in Tennessee and all over, to come and visit us, and will put us in warm weather. I'll have to show you what it looks like outside right now. There's like 5 or 6 inches of snow that fell over the course of the last 3 days, and we're expecting a foot more of it tomorrow. Super not conducive to having toddlers who want to play outside, or a toddler, I should say, that wants to play outside. You know, so you kind of feel cooped up with no sun and feet of snow outside, with lots of energy to expel. So, you know, that's what we're working towards. What I'm pursuing in grad school is a master's degree in dietetics. So my current background is an exercise science degree. I've worked as like an exercise physiologist in a rehab capacity when I first graduated college. And I've worked in that field for quite a while before I felt pretty burnt out in Florida under the providers that I was working with. And I have taken a hiatus from that position from 2020 on. So it's been 4 years since I've been out of that field. And I would like to kind of get back into it. Health and wellness is my deal. The position I held here with the pharmacy and local retail store was the furthest outside of the scope I've worked in, and it really did not fill my cup. I mean, it paid the bills, don't get me wrong, but health and wellness is what I like. That's what I want to stay focused on. The dietetics position is just kind of the next step. If I would like to do any type of remote work that isn't related into the PT workforce, which I don't necessarily want to focus on. I find that doing the whole DPT program and having to be hands-on is not very advantageous for where I am in my life, and no longer really serves me as far as what I wanted to do with that degree, which was to be working with athletes 100% of the time, maybe even traveling with them. I find that I would be more stuck in the role of working in a hospital setting, working in a nursing home setting, which don't necessarily want to do. I've done, but I don't want to continue to do that. It's just not very fun. And I find major health group conglomerates are not well suited to do excellent patient care. I mean, if anybody who's watching my video has worked in the health and wellness field in any of those settings, you would understand what I'm saying. It's just, sometimes I feel like it's an uphill battle with just the providers that you're working with, and the politics really take you away from what you're there to do, which is to provide excellent patient care. So yeah, that's all that's been going on. I don't know if I'm back full-time to do videos anymore. I do have a couple of things I would like to do. I liked making videos. I do feel like the video styles that I was doing before with the vlogs are a little bit invasive, and it took away from me actually enjoying some of the experiences that I was having. And I am trying to find a balance between a creative outlet, which is to make videos and, you know, edit them, post them, and actually enjoying my time outside of like not trying to set up a camera for a pretty shot or something to put on the internet. So we'll see. I have a couple of ideas for videos coming up, especially before I give birth. Got a couple weeks of that. You know, like my journey with setting up a homeschool preschool program for my child. Some of the supplies I got to tackle that task, packing for baby number 2, our nursery, hair content. So we'll see what 2025 has in store. I know the very first part of my trimester of pregnancy really took the energy out of me. And then I just became so busy with school and work that picking up a phone to do videos was not conducive at all. And I don't expect to have more time with a second child. But just wanted to tell you guys not to forget about me. I'm still here and I do plan on making videos. I just don't want to say that I'm back yet, but I'm back. Kinda.